Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be canning chicken thighs and I thought I would bring you along. I'm going to be using the hot pack method. I'll be parboiling it and then rinsing the chicken before I put it in the jars. I have seen Bumblebee Junction rinse their chicken. I've also seen the Needy Homesteader rinse their chicken. And I'm going to give that a try and I'm going to show you why just now. Let's take a look at what we have on the counter. All right, let's take a look at my recently raw packed chicken breast. So what you do see is debris, you know, fat and whatnot adhering to the jar. And, you know, it's all over the jar actually. Hopefully rinsing this off, if I do it properly, will avoid that. Here are the chicken thighs I'm going to be canning up. It's approximately 8 pounds, a bit more than 8 pounds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop up this chicken, parboil it, and then rinse it off. That's why you see strainers and bowls and such. Okay, so I'm going to be using 1.5-pint size jars, and here they are. We have the ball on the left and the Bernardin on the right. Now, there is a difference between these jars. Oh, interesting. Now, take a look at that little imperfection in my jar. I might not use this jar. I never noticed that imperfection before. That's quite, it's quite obvious. Anyway, let's take a look anyway. The big difference, other than the branding, is on the back of the ball jar, there are measurements. Considering these jars are made by the same company, why do they think Americans are the only ones that want measurements on their jars? Anyway, no measurements on the Canadian jar. Anyway, I won't be using that jar. I'm a little nervous too. So there we go. 1.5-pint size jars. I'll put it over here anyway. I do have a lot more jars in the dishwasher. Okay. I am going to be canning this in broth, and I will be using Bovril chicken broth. Okay. And I just had brought these out to show you, but they really don't need to be here. Anyway, we have our jar lifter, our lid lifter or magnetic wand debubbler, which is shaped like a boomerang, my ladle, vinegar, paper towel. Of course, I'm going to wipe the rims with that, and I'm going to dump some in the pot. I have my wide mouth lids and ring bands over there. I will be pouring hot water over them. I have a big measuring cup container, which I'm going to put my boiling water and Bovril in. While I'm not going to show you the chopping up of the chicken, I might show you some of the parboiling. Now I'm going to turn on the element and I'm going to add some salt to the pot, okay? And while this is heating up, I'm going to start chopping the chicken. I've just finished chopping the chicken. Now, while I have cut off some fat, I'm certainly not aiming to cut it all off. And in particular, I look for bits like that and try to cut them out. Now, this will not get wasted. This will go in a Ziploc bag, and the next time I make stock or broth, that is going to go into the Instant Pot with the bones. I'm a lefty, so sometimes, depending on the camera angle, it's better to use your right hand. Anyway. You parboil till it's 2/3 cooked. You know, I don't know if I will be that accurate, but I will do my best. I mean, it's turning white already. Okay, I'm going to take these out now. It hasn't returned to a full boil. But as you can see, those are more than ready. So I'm going to put them into my strainer. See, those look 2/3 cooked or even more. I'm going to rinse the first batch of chicken, place it into a bowl, and repeat this process. Welcome back. I'm trying a different camera angle. We have our chicken here, and I have my 23-quart Presto on the stovetop, heating up slowly. Okay, so let's get started filling these jars. So I just went to get some gloves. I am doing a voiceover. It's a warm autumn morning. I have my balcony doors open and my windows open. I live on a main road and the traffic is really, really loud. So let's fill the jars with the parboiled chicken. I'm gently pressing it, but certainly not shoving it down like I would if I were doing a raw pack. Let's stir the broth and ladle the broth into the jar over the chicken. Just a bit more. It's time to debubble with the boomerang. Let's wipe the rim with vinegar. Get a ring band and lid and screw it on finger tight. And here it is. Let's get that into the canning pot. Okay, so in all I have 7 1.5 size jars of chicken. The jar in the middle is actually a jar of water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get the lid on this canning pot, crank up the heat, and I will bring you back when we have a steady stream flowing from the vent pipe. That is a steady stream. I am now going to turn on the timer for 10 minutes so we can vent this canning pot. pot has been venting for 10 minutes. It's now time to put the pressure regulator on. I'll bring you back when the gauge reaches 11 pounds pressure. So we've just reached 11 pounds pressure. I'm now going to turn down the element a bit, and I will time this for 90 minutes because 90 minutes is the processing time for quarts. There's no determined time for processing pint-and-a-half size jars. Hi everybody, the 90 minutes are up. So what I will do is I will turn off the element and I'll bring you back when the gauge has gone down to 0, the air vent cover lock has dropped, and it's time to take off the pressure regulator. Hi everybody. The gauge has come down to 0, the air vent cover lock has dropped, and it is time to take the pressure regulator off. So let's do that. I'll bring you back in about 10 minutes when we open up the pot. So I'm now going to take the lid off of the pressure canner. Let's take those jars out. I'm going to start with the water. It's beautiful. So the jars are all out of the pot and they're sealing nicely. I'm very pleased with this. I will probably regret that I did not try this method before, because aside from pouring just a bit of broth in the jars when I canned chicken drumsticks, I have never canned chicken in broth before. So I hope you give this a try, and let's take a look at the jars. Let's do a bit of a close-up. I feel rinsing the chicken off after it's been parboiled is a fantastic idea. So although this is chicken breast on the right, in your opinion, which product looks better? Anyway, thank you for watching, and please take care.